Good afternoon, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Stuart Field for today's women's lacrosse matchup. This is a Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference matchup between Lawrence, the Vikings, and your Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Today is Senior Day, so fans, family, and friends, at this time we ask that you please join us as we take time to honor the seniors for the Scarlet Hawks for their tremendous contributions to the program and to Illinois Tech as a whole. Before we do that, however, we would like to recognize the 5 seniors from Lawrence. Linda Leak, Beth MacArthur, Eleanor Silas, Maggie McNeil, and Laura Wilkins. Congratulations to you all. And now let's meet our seniors for Illinois Tech Women's Lacrosse. An attacker from Chicago, Illinois, number 11, Chloe Browder. Chloe is escorted by her parents, Dan and Diana. Chloe joined the women's lacrosse team this year, starting as a defender, and quickly found her groove on attack. She's a hardworking athlete and picked up lacrosse very fast with a great attitude always. In addition to lacrosse, Chloe is a member of the Alpha Sigma Alpha sorority. Chloe will be graduating with a bachelor's and master's in architectural engineering. Chloe's applying for jobs, picking up new skills, and is staying open to whatever opportunities come her way. Ladies and gentlemen, number 11, Chloe Browder. Next up, a defender from Park Ridge, Illinois, number 15, Juliana Moore. Escorted by her mom, Paula Marie, and her 2 sisters, Sabrina and Angelina. Juliana joined women's lacrosse this year for her 5th year after playing 4 years on the women's soccer team here at Illinois Tech. With Juliana's athleticism and soccer background, she was able to pick up lacrosse very quickly. Unfortunately, Juliana suffered from a torn ACL and meniscus early on in the season, but this did not stop her from being an amazing leader on this team. She immediately took on a junior coaching role and led this team with her positive attitude and motivation the whole season. Juliana is the president of the Society of Women's Engineers, an officer of the Black Student Athlete Association, mentor for the Biomedical Engineering Society, and a prior captain of the Illinois Tech women's soccer team. Juliana will be graduating with a bachelor's in biomedical engineering and a master's in chemical engineering. She expects to keep working for Abbott Laboratories and make a full recovery from her knee surgery. Ladies and gentlemen, number 15, Juliana Moore. Next up, an attacker from Culiacan, Mexico, number 16, Maritza Torres. Maritza, escorted by her 2 friends, Beatrice and Herman. Maritza has been a member of the women's lacrosse team at Illinois Tech for 2 years. She helped out this team significantly with her speed and athleticism. In addition to lacrosse, Maritza takes part in the artificial intelligence for geospatial analysis research at the Trimble Technology Lab and was the 2024 Vice President of the American Society of Civil Engineers chapter. Maritza will be graduating with a bachelor's in civil engineering and will be continuing her education at Cornell University in the Master's in Structural Engineering program. Ladies and gentlemen, number 16, Maritza Torres. And last but certainly not least, a goalie from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 20, Mercy Godfrey. Escorted by her mom, Jeannie, and her dog, Bean, Mercy has been a member of the women's lacrosse team at Illinois Tech for 3 years. In 2023, Mercy played mostly attack and a little bit of goalie. In 2024, Mercy played majority attack as well. And then this year, she made the huge impact while playing every minute of every game as our goalie. So far, she has recorded 175 saves just this season and 199 in her total career. Mercy helps lead this team with her fun personality and great attitude always. Mercy is currently number 1 in the NAC in saves by a significant amount and number 12 overall for ground balls in the NAC as well. In addition to lacrosse, Mercy is a member of the Alpha Sigma Alpha sorority. Mercy will be graduating with a bachelor's in architecture and a minor in business. Mercy will be continuing her education in law school at Marquette University. Ladies and gentlemen, number 20, Mercy Godfrey. Fans, let's give it up for our 2025 Women's Lacrosse Senior Class one more time. Script inside the box. Thank you. You're going to be on camera. Illinois Tech and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and the officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or other abusive comments and actions directed at the officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and may be grounds for removal from Stuart Field. Fans, a reminder, permission to enter the field or the bench areas are restricted to student athletes, coaches, game officials, game day staff, and authorized personnel. Unauthorized individuals violating this policy will be subject to removal from Stuart Field. And now let's meet our starting lineups. First for the visiting Vikings. A sophomore midfielder from Castle Rock, Colorado, number 1, Savannah Larson. Senior midfielder from Long Grove, Illinois, number 2, Lydia Leak. A junior defender from Atlanta, Georgia, number 4, Deja Phillips. A sophomore midfielder from Garnett Valley, Pennsylvania. Is that right? Yeah, Garnett Valley, Pennsylvania, number 6, Sarah Dobrinsky. Junior attacker from Burnt Hills, New York, number 7, Sophia Lebrec. A junior midfielder from Beverly, Massachusetts, number 8, Emma Perry. Senior midfielder from Ennismore, Ontario, number 9, Beth MacArthur. A sophomore goalie from Douglasville, Pennsylvania, number 11, Evelyn Priadkin. A senior defender from Denver, Colorado, number 12, Eleanor Silas. Junior midfielder from Chicago, Illinois, number 18, Emma Moya. A senior defender from Greeley, Ontario, number 23, Maggie McNeil. And a senior attacker from Seymour, Wisconsin, number 24, Laura Wilkins. The Vikings are coached by head coach Ben Morak in his first season with the Vikings. And now the starting lineups for your Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. A sophomore defender from Fort Worth, Texas, number 2, Aisha Leatherwood. A junior attacker from Corvallis, Oregon, number 5, Iona Pettigrew. A first-year midfielder from Tbilisi, Georgia, number 6, Victoria Akurtava. Sophomore midfielder from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, number 10, Izzy Niebler. A senior midfielder from Chicago, Illinois, number 11, Chloe Browder. Sophomore midfielder from Parker, Colorado, number 12, Ellie Post. A senior attacker from Sin Mexico, number 16, Maritza Torres. A first-year midfielder from Chicago, Illinois, number 17, Nayeli Samano. A first-year midfielder from Bennington, Vermont, number 19, Aislinn McManus. In goal for the Scarlet Hawks, a graduate student from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 20, Mercy Godfrey. And a junior attacker from Atlanta, Georgia, number 22, Tony Martinez. The Scarlet Hawks are coached by head coach Emily Wisoki in her first season with the Scarlet Hawks, assistant coach Shayna Hecht. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you please rise if you're able, remove your hats as we honor America for the playing of our national anthem.
Illinois Tech goal scored by number 22, Tony Martinez, unassisted. Illinois Tech goal scored by number 10, Izzy Needler, unassisted.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into Stuart Field for today's women's lacrosse matchup. This is senior day for Illinois Tech women's lacrosse as they take on Lawrence, the Vikings, here at Stuart Field. Hello, everyone. This is Eric Willowhite, the Sports Information Director for Illinois Tech Athletic. Illinois Tech with a 2-0 lead on solo tallies by Tony Martinez and Izzy Niebler. So the Hawks get out to a 2-0 start here to start the match. Both these teams only have one win on the season. So it's been a long season for both, and both teams trying to come out of here with a victory on this overcast, a little bit damp Saturday morning. Will turn into afternoon here at Stuart Field on the campus of the Illinois Institute of Technology, south side of Chicago. Thanks for tuning in wherever you are. We appreciate you joining us for today's women's lacrosse match. Now the Vikings inside. Losing the ball there was Lydia Leak, but then she's able to gather it back up. She'll go below the goal line, being pressured there by Nayeli Samano. Now Leak with a bounce pass. That's going to be picked up by Beth MacArthur, and she'll throw it up top. Now over to Emma Perry. And MacArthur fires and scores.
Shot made 9, assist 1.
That score by MacArthur with the assist from Savannah Larson. Vikings goal scored by number 9, Beth MacArthur. Assist number 1, Savannah Larson. So now it's a 2-1 score as the Vikings cut their deficit in half. And we'll go to the face-off circle, the draw. For the Hawks, looks like that will be Ellie Post. And Post will go up against not sure what number that is. Is it 29? Annika Solberg. The first-year midfielder will take the draw for the Vikings. Ball still in the air, and it's going to be picked up by MacArthur, the goal scorer for Lawrence. Now they'll head into the offensive zone. Will the Vikings trying to get the equalizer? They trail 2-1. Pass inside, stolen away by Mercy Godfrey. That one was telegraphed, and Godfrey saw it all the way. As that ball was stolen away, turnover by, trying to get the license plate there. I think that was Emma Perry, number 8. No, number 6, actually. That was Sarah Dobrinsky with the turnover and the steal by Mercy Godfrey. Here's Izzy Niebler trying to get around a couple defenders, and now she's going to be forced wide, and she'll bring it behind the goal line. Torres will back up on support on the right side of the net, and then she'll drop down low again. Feed inside to Pettigrew, wasn't able to make the connection at first, and then Niebler was able to pick up the ground ball. 39 seconds on the shot clock. Akurtava up high. And they'll go back over to Pettigrew, top of the arc. Pettigrew had the ball knocked away. Nice caused turnover there for Lawrence. And that was Solberg, I believe. But then another turnover. I think Solberg turned it right back, and picking up the ball was Aisha Leatherwood. And then her pass to Aislinn McManus rolled away, but Mercy Godfrey was there to pick up the ground ball, and she gets it over to Izzy Niebler. Niebler, who came out early in their last game up at Beloit. She wasn't able to finish the match, but she did score in that game. And now she looks to get the Hawks offense in gear. Tony Martinez over in the far corner. Now below the goal line. Looks to make a run here. She spins out of danger. Shoots, scores! Oh, no, they're going to say no goal. So they disallowed that goal. Each team turning the ball over. Vikings get it back at the top of the arc there. Sophia Lebrecq passing it back up high and getting in. That's going to be a shooting space violation. So this will be Annika Solberg, I believe. Solberg straight on to Godfrey. Godfrey looking to make the free position save here. Solberg looking to tie it up. Oh, and then the ball, I don't know if Post or McMahon, that was Post, might have knocked that loose, so they never got the shot off. And then the pass inside goes right to Mercy Godfrey, and she's going to launch it upfield trying to reach Izzy Niebler. And there's the connection. They have a clear. Niebler, couple defenders in front of her. Niebler, now she's going to be forced wide. She'll fire a shot on net. Not sure if that hit the post or if Priadkin got a piece of that one, but either way, Lawrence is going the other way. Now Lawrence gets it clear as MacArthur brings it into the Hawk zone. MacArthur will slow it down, and she'll wait for some reinforcements. Beth MacArthur with the lone goal so far for Lawrence, as the Vikings trail 2-1. 3:06 to go here in the first quarter. Hawk goals by Tony Martinez and Izzy Niebler. Pass inside. Picked up, shot. Oh, and they're going to say they got a violation for the Vikings there too. So each team with one violation on goals. So goals disallowed. Now we got a turnover. And MacArthur is going to bring it inside the zone once more. Now she loses it, and it was knocked away by Tony Martinez. Martinez will push it upfield, finds Niebler. Nice reception by Niebler as she was being guarded there, but she was able to pull the ball in, and now she gets it over the midfield stripe for the clear. Niebler. And we're going to get a green card. That's going to be assessed to Lydia Leak. 60-second penalty there for Leak. Release at 1:22. The Hawks will have a player up opportunity here, looking to go back up by 2. Now they'll work it around the perimeter. Arkatava finds Niebler on the near side and back up high to Post. Post to Pettigrew. Now far side to Tony Martinez. The Hawks look to be content to work it around the perimeter. However, there's only about 30 seconds on that player up advantage. Now they'll switch sides. Niebler will take it over to the far side. There's a cut by Martinez. Wasn't able to get the pass. Akartava had picked it up, but as she was looking to fire, she got the ball knocked out, but it looks like she might have a free position opportunity. So Akartava with a free position attempt. Let's see if she's able to get it through and get it by Priadkin. Akartava, bounce shot, score! Akartava. I believe that might be her first goal. And it comes on the free position on the player up. So a player up goal on the free position. All right, where's... Illinois Tech goal scored by number 6, Victoria Akartava. Free position goal on the player up. We're not going to get a whole lot of that. So Victoria Akartava getting, I believe, her first career goal, the first-year player out of Tbilisi, Georgia, Republic of Georgia. And the Hawks go back up by 2, but now on the draw, Lawrence will bring it inside the zone. There's Dobrinski. And now up high they go to Emma Perry. Perry will cut wide and then gets forced out by Martinez. Check that, that's Leatherwood. Now back up high they go. Dobrinski. Feed inside to Leak, and Leak scores.
Shot made 2, assist 8.
Lawrence goal scored by number 2, Lydia Leak. Assist number 8, Emma Perry. So now Lawrence and Leak get the Vikings back within 1 once more. And we go to the circle. It'll be Ellie Post going up against Beth MacArthur. MacArthur coming in at 5'10", Post at 5'3". And the draw is won by Lawrence, as MacArthur will take the ball inside the attack zone. And a bounce pass over to Dobrinski. Dobrinski far side to Lebrecht. Lebrecht back to Dobrinski. Now feeding it inside. A shot and a score. It was Lawrence goal scored by number 1, Savannah Larson. Fight for the ball off the draw, and it's going to be collected by Savannah Larson, the goal scorer for Lawrence, as they tie it up. The remaining seconds, ball is loose. It goes towards the net as Godfrey went for it as time expired. And so we'll go to the end of the first quarter. Illinois Tech 3, Lawrence 3. You're watching Illinois Tech Women's Lacrosse on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Stuart Field. We're all tied up 3-3 between Illinois Tech and Lawrence. Each teams will change side. The Scarlet Hawks will be going right to left here in the second quarter. Lawrence left to right. Lawrence goals by MacArthur, Leak, and Larson. Illinois Tech goals by Martinez, Niebler, and Akartava. Akartava's first goal, first career goal. To the draw we go. It's MacArthur against Post. And that one lofted in the air. Who's going to come down with it? It looks like Lawrence will get it, and they do. That is Sophia Lebrec, who gets the draw control and brings it into the offensive zone for the Vikings. Here's MacArthur. Over to Perry. I don't think that's Perry. That's actually Dobrinsky, 6. 6 and 8. Look a little close together, plus these numbers, dark on dark, not the greatest. He'll go behind the net with it to Larson. Larson looking for an outlet. 35 seconds on the shot clock as Pettigrew is playing good defense, keeping her hemmed in below the goal line. Now McManus will have to pick that up as Larson gets it over to MacArthur. MacArthur will take it up high. Beth MacArthur. Back to MacArthur. MacArthur had the ball dislodged. I think Niebler might have knocked that free, and Niebler picks up the ground ball, looking to release, but some traffic there and had the ball knocked down by MacArthur. And it's going to be Illinois Tech ball on the restart. I think she was trying to go over to Godfrey, and that's where she goes now. So Godfrey will take it. Now Godfrey's going to have to find an opening, however, and there's Ellie Post. Post spins away from a defender, and then she's going to take it wide as she's being trailed. Bounce pass trying to get it over to Niebler. And there's a battle for it. Niebler comes up with it, and then she has to peel back, gets it over to Pettigrew. Now Pettigrew will use her speed and bring it into the attack zone. Iona Pettigrew below the restraining line now. Hawks get a clear. And Arkatava will move it over to Martinez. 3-3 with 12:34 to go here in quarter number 2. Overcast skies. Had some rain this morning and then some light rain prior to the game, but currently dry, and it should remain dry the rest of the match. 28 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Martinez. Martinez looking for a lane, had the ball knocked loose. She picks it back up. Now Martinez gets inside, and we're going to have a shooting space violation, I believe. So Tony Martinez will take the free position attempt. That's good for the Hawks. He only had 17 seconds on the shot clock, so anytime Martinez gets a shot on net, that you assume she's going to do here, that's a good opportunity for the Hawks. Martinez shoots, scores. She goes up high and puts that one past Priadkin, and the Hawks go up 4-3. Illinois Tech goal, or second of the match, scored by number 22, Tony Martinez. On the free position. So free position goal for Tony Martinez, and she gets the Hawks back out in front 4-3. To the circle we go, Ellie Post and Beth MacArthur. As Izzy Niebler is getting tended to by the training staff on her left foot. And now she's back on the field. Niebler would normally be on that circle for the draws, but with that injury on Wednesday, they have Iona Pettigrew working the circles as she battles for the ball, as does Martinez, and Ellie Post gets the draw control. So Ellie Post with the draw control for the Hawks. She's trying to work around MacArthur and finally is able to break free. Post will loft it up too high, but Akurtava is able to get that one, as that one was a little too high for Martinez, but Akurtava was right behind. Now Niebler. Niebler will work it around behind the net. And a handoff to Martinez, trying to move in, shoot, and she scores. Martinez will get the goal. No assist. She had to work her way around on that one, but Martinez with her third goal, and the Hawks go up 5-3. Illinois Tech goal, her third of the match, scored by number 22, Tony Martinez. So the Hawks move up by 2, 5-3, 11:18 to go. Each team looking for their second victory. And the Hawks right now have the early advantage. Still a long way to go in this one. It's only a 2-goal lead, 5-3 with 11:18. As we saw, Lawrence was able to come from behind on a 3-1 deficit to tie it up. On the draw, and okay, they're going to say a violation on Lawrence, so the Hawks will gain possession as Pettigrew's being double teamed, and a turnover. Pettigrew turning it right over to Lydia Leak. Not sure where she was trying to go there, but Leak easily intercepted that one, and now Lawrence will set up in Hawks territory, looking to pull within one. MacArthur up high. Near side now to Lebrecht. Lebrecht back to MacArthur, drops it for a moment, then picks it back up. Now she's looking for a lane. She goes wide, throws it towards the net. And we get a card, looks like. It's going to be a yellow card on MacArthur. Not sure if that's for a dangerous and we're not getting the officials coming over and giving us the call on the penalty, but again, it's either a yellow or green. You don't have specific penalties, but so yellow card on MacArthur. That'll be 2 minutes. The Hawks will have a player up scenario here. Looking to double their lead. Currently up by 2, 5-3. Akurtava to Pettigrew. Now Post. Niebler. Izzy Niebler will now get things in motion. She'll trade places there with Maritza Torres and then swing around behind the net. Oh, and then the handoff. Her and Martinez not able to connect. That's a costly turnover. You had a player up scenario, and then they fumbled the handoff behind the net. I think both crosses hit each other, and then the ball dislodged, and Lawrence was able to pick up the ground ball and move it upfield. So a turnover for Niebler. So that's positive for Lawrence as they're in the offensive zone while they're a player down. Feed inside, trying to get it over to Solberg, but Solberg had the ball knocked loose. And picking up the ball will be Larson. And we're going to get a shooting space violation. No, we're getting a timeout called by Lawrence. What's going on? We have a timeout or?
Yeah, timeout. And then Iona got hit in the face.
Oh, okay. That's not good. Timeout, Lawrence. Lawrence, timeout. Back at Stuart Field, timeout is over. Lawrence and Illinois Tech back on the field. It's a player-up opportunity for Illinois Tech, but Lawrence has the ball after that turnover behind the net on our left between Martinez and Niebler. So and we had a timeout. We also had the trainer taking a look at Iona Pettigrew. She got hit in the face during a scrum there in the fan. MacArthur still on the sidelines with that yellow card. 36 seconds on the shot clock for the Vikings. Over to LeBrecq. And now a pass inside, nicely done, but immediately marked by Pettigrew. So now LeBrecq will get it back at the top of the fan. Penalty is over as back on the field is Beth MacArthur. 8 seconds on the shot clock for the Vikings. Hawks are going to want to keep that wide. They get it into Solberg, shoots, and that one goes wide. Wide of the net. And it's going to be Illinois Tech ball. Not sure. I don't believe they gave it a shot clock violation. It wasn't the violation we saw or the signal from the ref. Now Pettigrew will bring the ball up from behind the goal line. Double team. She has the ball knocked loose. That was Solberg. And Leatherwood battling for it. And it's going to be Illinois Tech ball as Pettigrew gets it back. Now she's getting triple teamed along that sideline, but uses her speed to get the clear for the Hawks. Nice job by Pettigrew bringing the mail inside the attack zone. Now the Hawks will work it around. 62 seconds on the shot clock. That'll give Pettigrew an opportunity to catch some wind. And she's usually tasked with making a lot of long runs for the Hawks. Now Martinez. Looking for a lane. She's double, triple teamed almost. They get it inside to Niebler, but not a clean pass. Niebler still trying to get the ground ball. She does. Now Pettigrew. Iona Pettigrew working wide, looking for a lane. Pettigrew, shot, not a whole lot on it, and able to make the save was Evelyn Priadkin. She had a good lane. She just didn't get a whole lot on it, did Pettigrew. And Priadkin able to make the save, and now Lawrence gets a clear as Lydia Leak brings it inside the zone. She had the ball knocked loose by Leatherwood, her numeral counterpart on the Hawks. Now she spins and hands it off to Lebrec. Lebrec, up high they go. And they feed it inside. And a save made on the shot by Larson. Nice job by Godfrey with the save on a point-blank chance by Larson. And then like a shovel attempt made there by, I can't tell if that's 6 or 8 again. And getting inside and shooting. And it'll be Lawrence ball. That one went wide. No save there for Godfrey. The shot clock did not reset. Now Leak being hassled from behind by Samano. Leak trying to circle around. She lofts it into Larson. Larson looking for a lane. And then she's going to pull it back out. Good job defensively by the Hawks, collapsing inside the fan. Now Larson. Oh, and the pass knocked down by Niebler. But then Lawrence gets it back. They never reset the shot clock, and then we're going to get a push. I believe we're going to get a card on the Hawks here. And no, I don't see a card. I thought he was going for the pocket. Oh, it's free position. No, I don't know what's going on. Where's the ball? Okay. So free position on the far right side, and then they won't take the shot. They work it around. Not a whole lot on the shot clock, however, as Lebrec throws it on net. And it's going to be Illinois Tech ball. And they'll hand it back over to Godfrey. Mercy Godfrey, one of the 4 seniors recognized before today's match for Illinois Tech women's lacrosse. It was Chloe Browder. Mercy Godfrey as post brings this one inside the zone. The Hawks get the clear. Maritza Torres and Juliana Moore. Pettigrew up high. Left side to Martinez. Pettigrew trying to set a pick there, but Lawrence wasn't biting on that one. And now we're going to get a shooting space violation on Lawrence. So another free position attempt for Tony Martinez. Martinez shoots and scores. Tony Martinez with the free position goal. Her 4th of the match, and the Hawks go up 6-3. Illinois Tech goal, her 4th of the match. Scored by number 22, Tony Martinez on the free position. Back to the circle. For Lawrence, it'll be Annika Solberg, and the Hawks, it'll be Ellie Post. Post has taken all the draws for the Hawks so far. And Martinez and Pettigrew on the edge for the Hawks. I believe it's Dobrinsky and Perry on the edges for Lawrence. That ball is picked up. Actually, that's Lebrecht who picks it up. Sophia Lebrecht gets it over to Solberg. Solberg up high to Dobrinsky. Now Perry back to Solberg, top of the arc. Near side, MacArthur. Beth MacArthur. Now Lebrecht. Lebrecht feeding it inside. Ball dislodged. So a shooting space violation on the Hawks. Free position attempt coming up for Lydia Leak. Left side of Godfrey. Leak comes in, shoots, and scores. Little delayed reaction there, but Leak gets the goal and pulls Lawrence within 2. Lawrence goal scored by number 2, Lydia Leak, on the free position. That's the second goal of the match for Leak. And again, the Vikings pull within 2. 3:09 to go in the second quarter. This is the second to last game on the regular season schedule for both teams. Neither team will be heading to the postseason based on their record, so just one more match remaining for both the Vikings and the Scarlet Hawks on their 2025 season. But we still got 3 minutes and another half to play here in this one. Lawrence wins the draw, and they'll push it upfield. Inside the zone they go. That's Lebrecht. It's a clear for the Vikings as they get it over to MacArthur. Lebrecht up high. And now to Dobrinsky. Here's Leak. Leak with Niebler on her. Now Dobrinsky once more. Lofts it inside the zone. Lebrecht's able to get the pass. She shoots, and Godfrey was able to make the save. And now she'll look for an outlet. So save by Godfrey on the shot. And now they'll push it upfield over to Ellie Post, who's guarded by Solberg. They'll get it back over to Godfrey, who's now going to have to look for another release. Now Martinez will come to the edge, and that's where the ball should go, and that's where it does go. Tony Martinez has the ball knocked by Solberg, and they're going to say it's Lawrence ball, so a turnover by Martinez. Solberg with the cause turnover. And now inside the zone once more are the Vikings. Here's Larson. Larson fans it out to Lebrecht. Lebrecht feeds it inside. Arkatava got a piece of that, and then Solberg picked up the ground ball, fired it on net, and Godfrey made the save. So good job by Arkatava to knock the ball down. Solberg was able to pick it up, but the save made by Godfrey, and now Ellie Post will look to bring the Hawks inside the offensive zone. She has the ball knocked loose, picks it back up. She'll try and cut through the circle. A lot of traffic in there. And then the pass too high for Pettigrew. And a ground ball recovery by Beth MacArthur on the turnover by Post. A lot of turnovers for the Hawks here, giving Lawrence a chance, and they cash in. As Larson gets the goal, I think that was on the feed from MacArthur. And the Vikings pull within 1 with 37 seconds remaining. Lawrence goal, her second of the match, scored by number 1, Savannah Larson. Assist number 9, Beth MacArthur. So now the Vikings pull within 1, 36.9 seconds remaining, and that coming off a Hawk turnover. After Godfrey had made a save, they got the outlet over to Martinez, but Martinez had the ball knocked loose, and Beth MacArthur came up with the ground ball, and then she wound up assisting on the goal by Larson to pull the Vikings within 1 as we get within 36 seconds of halftime. And now it'll be Martinez in the circle, and she was going up against Solberg, and it'll be a draw control for, I think that was Dobrinsky getting the draw control. And now MacArthur inside the zone. Not a whole lot of time. Ball is loose. Picked up by the Vikings. And then they're going to reset the shot clock. Well, actually, it's only 16 seconds to go. Clock is running. They feed it inside. Shot save made by Godfrey. And she'll just hold on to it, let time expire here at the half. So end of quarter save by Mercy Godfrey. Keeps the Hawks out in front 6-5. We'll take an audio break here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Halftime score, Illinois Tech 6. And Lawrence 5. Back at Stuart Field, Lawrence had tied up the match with a goal by Sophia Lebrecq. And so we're all tied up at 6 with 8:40 remaining. Illinois Tech has the ball. Izzy Niebler trying to bring it into, she loses the ball. And a turnover by Niebler. Now picking up the ball is Leak. She's having some trouble holding on to it, but eventually able to get it back. And then she had it knocked away. And from behind, picking that ball up is Laura Wilkins. And going down is McManus, as she was knocked down by Wilkins. She had her eye gear knocked off in the process, I think. Now she'll get the ball, get the restart for the Scarlet Hawks. 6-6 is your score. Senior day for Illinois Tech women's lacrosse. Trying to get a senior day victory here, but Lawrence has come from behind twice to tie this match up. First at 3-3 and now at 6-6. Hawks had built a 6-3 lead. They had a 3-1 lead and a 6-3 lead, and each time the Vikings came back to tie it up. From the Hawks' standpoint, turnovers have been doing them in. They've had possession, but they've had a lot of unforced errors and then also caused turnovers by Lawrence. That time they're going to get a foul and a green card. That's going to be assessed to Sarah Dobrinsky, so she'll go off. That'll be a 1 minute player up advantage for Illinois Tech, as Iona Pettigrew will have the ball in the restart for the Hawks. Here's Pettigrew taking it wide. MacArthur trying to track her down but unable to. And then they get the ball over to Niebler, and that allows Coach Wisoki to call a timeout for Illinois Tech. They'll talk it over. This is an important possession. Timeout, Illinois Tech. Illinois Tech timeout. You guys playing today? Today?
Yeah. Today we're playing. We're not running.
You're not what?
Running 120s, but we do play.
Is this like your spring game?
Yeah, we play Roosevelt.
Easter weekend.
Yep.
Wow.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go home.
Oh. Yes. Back at Stuart Field, timeout is over as Dobrinsky will serve the remainder of her green card there. Player up opportunity for Illinois Tech. Izzy Niebler will have the ball over towards that far corner as they look to regain the lead, the Scarlet Hawks. They'll get it over to Martinez. Arcatava to post on the near side. Back to Arcatava high. Pettigrew, Martinez. They work it around to Niebler. Back up high, Arcatava. Back to Pettigrew. Martinez. Niebler. And now we get some movement. Browder comes up from behind the goal line. She'll go up high. And then they'll feed it in, trying to get it to a cutting Arcatava. It's going to be picked up by Torres, Maritza Torres, another one of the seniors recognized before the match. And now player up opportunity is over. Both teams back at full strength as Dobrinsky cuts in. And Arcatava with her second goal on the feed from Martinez. Illinois Tech goal, her second of the match, scored by number 6, Victoria Arcatava. Assist by number 22, Tony Martinez. So Victoria Arcatava having herself a day there. The green card had expired, so it wasn't a player up situation, but it was a goal for the Hawks nonetheless, as Sarah Dobrinsky was racing to get into the fray there, and Martinez from behind the net fed Arcatava, who put it past Priodkin, and the Hawks take the lead 7-6, and now Tony Martinez with the draw control, so the Hawks looking to go back on offense. As Martinez slows it down, gets it over to Ellie Post. Back and forth affair here at Stuart Field. Each time the Hawks get some separation, Lawrence comes right back. Lawrence has not had the lead as of yet. They've been coming from behind each time, but now they'll have to do it again, but only a 1 goal they're chasing right now. And still plenty of time left. Martinez dumps it into Niebler. Niebler with the spin around and a score on the feed from Martinez. And the Hawks go up by 2 on Izzy Niebler's goal. Illinois Tech goal scored by number 10, Izzy Niebler. Assist 22, Tony Martinez. So Izzy Niebler with her second goal of the match puts the Hawks up front by 2. So winning that draw, Tony Martinez getting that draw control, and the Hawks were able to maintain possession and get another tally. Martinez being the distributor on the last 2 goals. She got assists on both goals by Arcatava and by Niebler. But that's a draw control for Lawrence now, but now they'll fight for the ball over on the far side, and it's going to be picked up by Savannah Larson. And we have a whistle, and now a restart. Feeding it inside. I think the intended recipient might have been Wilkins. Wilkins cut through, but picking up the ground ball was Dobrinsky. Now MacArthur over to Dobrinsky, who tries to get inside the zone. And she's pushed back out by Niebler. Up high, the pass intended for Lebrecq. She had to track that one down. And now Leak. Lydia Leak had the ball knocked from behind by Samano. It's picked back up by MacArthur and the Vikings. Here's Leak. Actually, that's Lebrecq. Now over to Dobrinsky, and a shot, save by Godfrey. Reset on the shot clock, so a save by Godfrey. Now another feed inside. That one goes wide. That's going to be Lawrence ball, however, as they're in the vicinity. Actually, no, they're going to say it's Illinois Tech. Since that was not a shot, that was a pass. And that went over the back line. But now a turnover. And it'll be a shooting space violation, as inside was McManus. So this will be a straight-on attempt for Savannah Larson on Mercy Godfrey, looking to pull the Vikings within one. Here's the shot, and a save made. A rebound recovered by the Vikings, but Godfrey made the save on the free position attempt, and then she gets the ball back. So good job by the Scarlet Hawks and Godfrey to deny the free position shot by Larson. That would have pulled the Vikings within one, but Godfrey said no. Here's Tony Martinez trying to get it over the midfield stripe. She's going to peel back. And now she's going to take it wide all the way to the far side. Long feed trying to get it over to Niebler. And Niebler picks it up. Here's Izzy Niebler inside the zone looking for a lane. Shooting and oh, that one's saved. No reset on the shot clock. Just wasn't able to get that one past Priodkin. And now Lawrence looks to move back on offense as Lebrecht will hand it back over to Wilkins. Now ball being pushed upfield by Deja Phillips. Phillips lofts it over to the near sideline, and a nice recovery there by Lydia Leak. Here's Leak racing into the zone. Ellie Post trying to keep her on the perimeter, and she does for the moment, but now she swings around over to the far side. Oh, and then she has a lane knocked loose. I think Leatherwood might have knocked that one out. Recovered, and then the pass inside goes wide, but it's recovered by Lebrecht. Now MacArthur. Up high, feeding it inside. Trying to get it to Wilkins. Wilkins knocks it down, picked up by Dobrinsky. And ball in, score. That's going to be on Larson. Larson's third, with the assist coming from Emma Perry. That'll pull Lawrence within one at 8-7. Lawrence goal, her third of the match, scored by number 1, Savannah Larson. Assist number 8, Emma Perry. So with 1:40 remaining, Lawrence cuts their deficit to 1. And we mentioned each time the Hawks gain an advantage, the Vikings come back. And we'll go to the circle. It'll be Ellie Post against Annika Solberg for the draw. Lebrecht and Martinez to our left, and Pettigrew and Perry to our right, and it's Perry who comes up with the draw control. That's going to be Illinois Tech ball. Here's Iona Pettigrew. Pettigrew trying to find a lane, gets inside. Oh, and she had it knocked from behind right at the last moment. I think Wilkins might have caused that turnover. And the ball lofted up and pushed forward. That one by number 18, Emma Moya. Now a cross-field pass finding Larson. Larson feeds it inside, missing Solberg. And Leak is there to pick up the loose change for the Vikings. Dobrinsky now fed inside to Leak. Leak being forced to the outside. She's going to have to pass it back over to Lebrecht. Sophia Lebrecht with Ellie Post pushing her to the perimeter, and the pass is too high for Solberg. Are they going to be able to keep it in? They will. Right on the line was Larson. She was able to keep that one in. And they'll throw it back up high, they go. Perry feeding it inside, ball knocked down, and Solberg comes up with it. 27 on the shot clock, and then Izzy Niebler gets the turnover. So Lawrence never able to get a shot off in that sequence, and then the Hawks eventually able to regain possession. Why does the shot clock not go? Oh, because of the time. And the quarter will wind down here. We'll head to the fourth quarter. It's Illinois Tech 8, Lawrence 7. This is Illinois Tech Women's Lacrosse on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Start of the fourth quarter, and we'll go to the circle for the draw. Ellie Post and Beth MacArthur. 8-7, Illinois Tech on top. And a back and forth affair here at Stuart Field. And the draw is won by MacArthur. Vikings going left to right here in the fourth quarter as that pass intended for Leak. And she's able to track it down over in that far side. Knocked down by Simano. But Leak able to get the ball back. Simano's had a couple nice defensive plays there, knocking the ball loose. And now from the far corner, Lydia Leak will try and get things set up for the Lawrence offense, looking for the equalizer, trailing 8-7. Now Leak gets away from Simano, throws it up high. Solberg inside the fan. It was knocked loose. Akurtava and Pettigrew were both in there, but it's picked back up by MacArthur and the Vikings. So Hawks are getting some turnovers. They just aren't able to get the subsequent ground ball, as that's two that happened there. And now Post got in the way of that one, but again, Lebrecht was able to pick up the ball. Sophia Lebrecht, top of the arc, fans it over to Leak. Leak now trying to cut in, and there's a push there, so Niebler will have to go back. And now Leak will get things started. She'll throw it over to Larson over to the right of goal. Now Larson battling with Pettigrew. Now Larson comes over to the near side and gets it up high to MacArthur. 48 seconds on the shot clock. And Lebrecht feeding it inside to Perry, and that's stolen away by Niebler, and Niebler gets it over to Mercy Godfrey. Nice job by Izzy Niebler to get into the passing lane and get the turnover. Now Godfrey looking for an outlet. She's walking it up high. And now she's getting pressured there by Leak. She's going to have to be careful. Lofts that one upfield, but it's going to be picked up by Solberg. She shovels it ahead and gets it over to Larson. And then now Leak. Leak lofts it, side of the net. Larson scores on the feed from Leak, I believe. And that's the fourth goal for Larson. Vikings goal, fourth of the match, scored by number 1, Savannah Larson. Assist number 2, Lydia Leak. So we're all tied at 8 apiece. As Godfrey was trying to get that ball downfield, she came up, lofted it into the Lawrence zone, but Solberg was able to track it down. She shoveled it ahead. And then the Vikings were subsequently able to get the ball over to Larson, who was in point-blank range on Mercy Godfrey, and she didn't miss. And we're all tied up at 8. Once more, it's Ellie Post and Beth MacArthur in the circle for the draw. That one hangs up a while. And they're going to give the ball to Lawrence. As Larson will take it behind the net. Feeds it over to Dobrinsky. And now over to MacArthur up high. Beth MacArthur. Pass intended for Larson, but that was tipped off of her cross, and then it went out of bounds, or below, over the back line. That'll be a turnover and an Illinois Tech ball on the errant pass. Iona Pettigrew is going to carry it up along the far sideline, then cuts it to the inside, then back outside, tries to go through triple coverage, and they're going to get, looks like a card. And it is a green card. Green card going to be assessed to Lydia Leak. So on the restart will be Iona Pettigrew to 10-20. 60-second penalty, player up opportunity for the Scarlet Hawks. Hawks get it clear. Now Pettigrew over to Martinez. Hawks looking to go back up by 1 on this player up opportunity. Akurtava. Ellie Post. And now Niebler. They'll swing it back around the perimeter once more. Over to Martinez, and now the Hawks move. Browder and Pettigrew. Pettigrew cut in behind the net. Martinez waiting for Pettigrew for another cut. Didn't look like the pass she wanted, so Martinez will hang on. Now Martinez trying to work her way in. Lofts it into Niebler. Niebler fires, and a save made by Priodkin. Green card is over, so both teams back at full strength. That's a big save by Priodkin, and now Leak right out of the green card shoots, and a save made by Godfrey. Larson comes in and scores. No, that was 24. That was Laura Wilkins picked up the loose change, got the rebound off the shot, and put it past Mercy Godfrey for the goal. Lawrence goal scored by number 24, Laura Wilkins, unassisted. Timeout, Illinois Tech. Illinois Tech timeout. So we'll take it with them. Lawrence has taken their first lead of the day. They lead 9-8 with 9:52 to go here in the fourth quarter. Lawrence, the Vikings have taken a 9-8 lead on that last goal, coming from Laura Wilkins. First lead of the match for the Vikings. 9:52 remaining. Timeout is over as Coach Wisoki called the timeout. Kind of rally the troops so they can get back. This is 3 unanswered goals for the Vikings, and they won that draw control as well as Beth MacArthur wins another draw. Now the pass, errant pass, but that's going to be tracked down by Perry. And now over to Larson. Larson with, I think he's got 4 goals on the match. And they'll feed it over. Shot. That one never got through. Now they'll go up high to MacArthur. Top of the arc. Now feeding it inside to Dobrinsky. She'll clear. And go back up high. So now a shooting space violation, so it'll be a shot there by Perry and a save made by Godfrey. So now this is where the Hawks got in trouble last time. They need to give Godfrey a better outlet, and they go to Arcatava. And now she's being trailed, and then that ball is knocked down by Leak. It's going to be picked up by McManus, and she'll push it upfield. McManus drops it, and now it's going to be recovered by Leak. And then we're going to get a yellow card on Tony Martinez, so a 2-minute player up advantage for Lawrence. A yellow card on Martinez. It'll go to about 6:25 will be the release. A shot and a save made by Godfrey. That shot was to the right of Godfrey. And they'll give the ball over to Larson on the restart. Larson lofts it up high where MacArthur will track it down. And we're going to get a timeout called by Lawrence. Timeout, Lawrence. Lawrence, timeout. We'll take it with them. 9-8 Lawrence with 7:46 remaining. Back at Stuart Field, Tony Martinez serving a yellow card, player up opportunity for Lawrence. They just called a timeout. Both teams back on the field. And it will be Lydia Leak on the restart for the Vikings. Leak drops it, picks it back up. Samano guarding, drops it again. And they're going to whistle Samano there. So now Leak on the restart once more. Finds Larson, top of the fan, and being forced out by Pettigrew. Now Niebler joins the fray to kind of force Larson wide, and she'll take it all the way over on the near side, does Larson. Hawks trying to keep number one away from the net. She's got 4 tallies on the day. Now McManus, they're going to whistle for the push. 31 seconds on the shot clock for Lawrence. And a pass inside the crease, stolen away by Niebler, but she had it knocked from behind by Dobrinsky. And now back over to Larson. And then they'll go high, and the shot goes wide. From Perry. Now Leak. Leak trying to work herself inside. Leak gets it up high to Solberg. And we're going to get a shooting space violation, yes. Annika Solberg will take the shot. Yellow card is over. Both teams back at full strength, but Solberg with a straight-on free position attempt on goalkeeper Mercy Godfrey. Looking to extend their lead to 2. Shot goes wide. That'll be Illinois Tech ball. So Hawks kill off the 2-minute yellow card, as well as Solberg does not score on the free position attempt. So now Illinois Tech will look to get their offense going. And again, having some problems getting the ball out of Mercy Godfrey's cross. Now Martinez will push it over to Niebler, and Niebler up high to Pettigrew. Pettigrew over midfield. Pettigrew underneath the restraining line now and passes it over to Akertava. Akertava with her first 2 goals of the season, first 2 career tallies, one on the free position, one on a nice feed from behind the net from Tony Martinez, who has the ball now. 47 seconds on the shot clock. Hawks work it around. Martinez in motion. Now Martinez will take it below the goal line. Now look, see if they do the exchange. They fake the exchange. Martinez comes across and scores. Tony Martinez and Niebler faked the exchange, and Martinez came around the corner, tucked it in the net, and the Hawks are tied up at 9. Illinois Tech goal scored by number 22, Tony Martinez. So Martinez gets the equalizer on the nice non-give-and-go there, non-handoff between Niebler and Martinez behind the net. And then Martinez raced around over to the left side of the net and tucked it past Priodkin for the goal, and we're all tied at 9. Draw control for Lawrence and Solberg. Annika Solberg. Solberg being double-teamed. She lofts it. That goes wide, but there's nothing but blue jerseys on that side, recovered by Larson. Larson behind the net. Now Pettigrew is going to meet her over on that far side. And Larson will swing it back over to the near side. Hawks doing a good job. Pettigrew staying with Larson. And now Lebrecht finds Leak. Leak. Inside, knocked away from Niebler. Ball is still loose. Who's going to come up with it? It is Lawrence. Up high to MacArthur. Now Lebrecht. Lebrecht feeding it inside to MacArthur, but that went astray and rolled over to the back line. It'll be Illinois Tech ball on the turnover. So Iona Pettigrew will pick up the ball. Let's see if she makes a run for it here. No, she'll hand it off to McManus. Now McManus is going to look for an outlet, gets it over to Godfrey. You got Niebler to her right. That's where she's going to go with it. But Niebler will cut back towards the near side. She cuts underneath some pressure, but then she's peeled back by MacArthur. And she's going to have to get it over to McManus. Aislinn McManus lofts it upfield to Martinez, ducks underneath a couple attempts there. Nice swipe by MacArthur, but Martinez was able to get underneath it, crosses the midfield stripe. Here's Martinez. She gets the clear. Underneath the restraining line is 22 in white. 2:54 to go. We're all tied at 9. Hawks looking to take the lead here. Which team's going to get their second win on the season? Martinez on the near side. Browder will set a screen as Martinez will roll over underneath. Now Niebler and Martinez once more. That time they missed the exchange. They've been having problems with that. Martinez picks it up, shoots and scores. So on a fumbled exchange behind the net, Martinez picks up the ball and decides to take it in, and she fires it past Priodkin for the goal, and Illinois Tech leads 10-9. Illinois Tech goal scored by number 22, Tony Martinez. So that play from behind the net netted the Hawks the last 2 goals. The one prior was a fake exchange between Martinez and Niebler, and then this one was an intended exchange that Niebler wasn't able to corral. Those two got to work on those. They've had a couple missed exchanges behind the net, but Martinez picked up the ball and circled back around and put it past Priotkin on the left side of the net. And now on this draw, Martinez gets the draw control. And we're going to get a timeout by Illinois Tech. Each team exhausting their inventory of timeouts, and we'll take it with them. Illinois Tech timeout. Timeout, Illinois Tech. Back at Stuart Field, Illinois Tech has the ball after the draw control win by Tony Martinez. Pretty full shot clock for the Hawks as they had just won the control. They work it around to Martinez. Now Niebler on the far side over to Ellie Post. Tony Martinez, 6 goals and 2 each for Arcatava and Niebler. For Lawrence, 4 goals for Larson, 2 for Leak, 1 for Lebrecht, and 1 for MacArthur. That's where we stand. 10-9 is your score. Down to 1:18 remaining. Hawks will be patient and work it around the perimeter, but they definitely like to get that insurance goal here. Now Martinez and Niebler, they missed the extent. That might be the intended play, however. Now that you think about it, that might have been designed at least that second time, but now the ball is knocked loose. Who's going to come up with it? It's Pettigrew. Iona Pettigrew. And now they'll work it over to Arcatava, being pressured over to Pettigrew. Pettigrew back to Arcatava, 35 seconds on the shot clock. She just lofts it over to the near sideline. And who's going to come up with it? Oh, and then Torres got hit in the face from behind. Ball is loose. Niebler going for it. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Torres is back on her feet. That's good to see. Now Martinez fakes it, pulls it back. She's just going to run the air out of the clock, and the Hawks get their second win of the season. That coming on Senior Day as the Hawks come from behind, trailing 9-8. They wind up winning the match 10-9. Final score, Illinois Tech 10 and Lawrence 9. Once again, congratulations to the Illinois Tech seniors. Mercy Godfrey, Juliana Moore, Chloe Browder, and Maritza Torres. And congratulations to the Scarlet Hawks. Final score, Illinois Tech 10, Lawrence 9. Thank you for coming out to today's match. Please drive or walk home safely. So that'll do it here from Stuart Field. Again, your final score, come from behind victory for the Hawks. The first time they were behind, trailing 9-8. And they scored 2 unanswered goals by Tony Martinez to take the victory 10-9 for their second victory of the season. Thanks for tuning in to the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. This is Eric Willowite, Sports Information Director, saying so long. And we'll see you on the other side with baseball taking on St. Norbert College. Doubleheader action coming from Ed Glancy Field. So long, everyone.